Good evening, Blackwood Insomniacs. It's your local ghost storyteller here, Ally Clifford. If you're still awake, you're in the right place. Before I start reading comments from the last episode and get into tonight's story, I have a little update. Alex is still in a coma, sadly. After recording last week's episode, I had the urge to go to the main building and look around for myself. I didn't go inside, I only walked around the outside and looked in from openings and broken windows. And after being there, I no longer believe my brother fell and got hurt. I think he was attacked. Okay, just hear me out, because I can feel the eye rolls. I found areas where you can clearly see someone had been walking in and out regularly. It couldn't have been the police, because the small paths don't just have disturbed plants. The ground was completely exposed, no plants at all, so it had to have happened over time. This could be a squatter or students who like to hang out in condemned buildings. I don't know. But I believe my brother could have seen something, or maybe he just startled someone, because I found a pipe lying near a gap in the wall, beside a well-worn path, going in. And that pipe, at first it just looked dirty, but after looking more carefully, I'm fairly sure it's blood. I wanted to call the police, but while I was waiting for someone to pick up, I heard someone walking towards me. I called out, and that's when whoever was walking started to run. I couldn't make out where they were running to, and my instincts just kicked in. I ran too, straight back to the dorms. I was hoping at that point the place was haunted, because if it was a person, what do? I didn't have anything on me. Maybe I should carry pepper spray or a knife. Not that I'll be making a habit of going to creepy buildings at night. The only reason I was alone is because Harper said there was no way she was going to the main building in the middle of the night. She'll lay in an open grave apparently for a fallen sister of Delta Theta Rho, but won't come to an old building with her roommate. But, bless her heart, she did come to meet me on my way back, scaring me half to death.
You scared me.
Circling back to when I was standing outside one of the openings going into the main building, I also saw pink stones catching the light of my flashlighting. I picked one up and it just looked like a rhinestone, so I'm back to thinking students definitely come here to drink or smoke. On to your comments. So many of you are so sweet, telling me the last pledge was really well written and that I should write more. Thank you so much, and we'll see. I am much more of a true crime girly than a ghost story girly. However, I have been asking around about the two girls who went missing in spring of last year. Many of you said the story from last week sounds like a ritual killing that happened in the early 1900s, so I want to know more, please. Everyone thinks it was a beautiful story. One person said they also heard a similar story from an intern working at an attorney's firm in Ravenbrooke. So who knows, what if it's not just a story, it would make a great movie.
Oh yeah, such a good movie.
Welcome back to all the students returning from break. I hope you're all rested and ready to get back to work. This week's story will intrigue a lot of gamers. It's called The Console That Eats Your Soul. Well, that title gives the whole story away, Alex. If you're a freshman at Blackwood, you might have found a few items left in the closets of your dorm room, left by previous students. Old clothes, books, posters, or maybe old furniture. Dirty socks. But there is one item that keeps finding a new owner every year. It's an old gaming console. This console doesn't have a name or a logo. It's yellowed from age, like something that used to be white decades ago. Almost every student who finds it in their closet gets excited about a vintage gaming system, and even more excited when they see it still works. The console has one controller and only one game on it. Get Out of the Forest. The game menu has no options. The only thing for you to select is a button that reads, Continue. You're carrying on where the previous owner stopped. Once you select Continue, you're taken to a new screen, a small pixelated character surrounded by dark pixelated trees. No paths, no inventory, not even music or sound. All the player can do is move the character and assume the aim of the game is to get out of the forest. The player starts walking aimlessly through the forest. Endless trees, no map, no objective markers, and no enemies. Just walking. At first, students take turns trying to get out of the forest to see if they can beat it. After a few days, most students get bored and lose interest. However, there is always one person who wants to play more and more until their day is consumed by it. It doesn't happen immediately, slow at first, just a casual gaming session. But the sessions get longer. Their roommates come back from class to find they've missed the whole day playing the game. The player says things like, "I think I'm so close. I think I can identify the areas. This area looks new." Things like that keep happening until the person is a shell of their former selves. They've been consumed by the game and ultimately start to feel the pressure of not being able to get out of the forest. They have a nervous breakdown and move back home, not sure if they ever got better. Everyone sees it as university life not being for everyone, the stress of the new environment being too much. However, the next year comes and the console is in someone's room again, and the cycle repeats until enough stories have been told and passed on to add up to a different picture. Some students would tell of their former roommates who excelled in school and had never broken under pressure. What happened to them was something more sinister, something not visible. It started like all the rest, incessantly trying to finish the game. Then they stopped sharing and giving anyone else a turn. Gaming sessions became longer until their entire day was just trying to get out of the forest. On the rare occasions they came out with friends or left the room, they seemed paranoid, staring at the forest surrounding the campus as if something was calling them over. When outside and the wind would blow between the trees and rustle the leaves, they would say, "That's the same music in the game, can you hear it?" But everyone would be confused. The game had no sound. The paranoia would get worse. They were skittish in public, flinched at certain sounds, and avoided any paths going past the woods. The players would get to a point in the game where they'd find a cabin, elated, believing they were close to finishing the game. The cabin had a small, dim, old television inside. The students passing on these stories would explain that they tried to hide the console. Some said they destroyed it, only to wake up and find their roommate playing it again. This made them believe something was wrong with the console, and they would try to find out where it came from to help their friend. But all they found were stories like their own. Old console found in a dorm room. Roommate gets obsessed, grows distant. The console always comes back, but what makes it terrifying is how these stories ended for their former roommates. The players would start whispering to the screen, talking to something in the game, and then they would just be gone. The roommates couldn't explain how. The comforting thought was that their family had grown concerned and came in the night to take them home. But most of the roommates don't believe that. They think the console took them. They believe this because some nights, when they were woken by their roommate talking to the screen, they could see their roommate's figure walking behind another figure on the screen, following it. And then they would be gone the next day, and the next year the console appears in another dorm room closet, waiting for someone new. Oh my word, did the console really take them?
Maybe the other figure was a previous player?
And they're guiding them to get out.
Yeah, but to get out so the previous player can be free?
Wow. Girl, you went dark. I think I'll stick to The Sims, thank you. Did anyone find the console this year in their dorm?
We want to play.
What? No, we don't want to play.
Do you really believe there is a soul-eating Nintendo out there?
You never know? But anyway, what do you think, Blackwood Insomniacs? Do you believe there is a soul-eating console out there? Have you heard this story before? And would you play on an old console you found in a closet? Alex would, definitely. Also, before I forget, welcome back to all the students returning from the Christmas break. I hope you're all refreshed and ready to get back to work. That's enough from me, Blackwood Insomniacs. I hope you're all in dreamland by now. This is Ally. Good night, Alex.